Caitlin and welcome to my channel. So for the past few weeks, I've been in a bit of a weird slump and I don't really know what the source of it is, if there's actually one singular source of it or like when exactly it started. I think personally that it has something to do with the changing of the seasons as we're like finally it feels getting out of winter and like transitioning into spring, because that transition obviously feels really good. The weather is getting warmer, the sun is staying out longer. But for me, who is allergic to pollen, it's been a bit of a turbulent transition to say the least, because I somehow always forget that I'm allergic to pollen and never really anticipate the pollen, I guess. So by the time that I realize that the pollen is kind of pumping out, it's already too late and I am gonna be sick for like minimum a week. Plus flu season is happening and it's just, I think, a multitude of things. But I've been in a bit of a weird slump recently, to be honest. I have been still kind of army crawling out of my reading slump because I thought I was out of it, and I think I am, mostly, but I'm not quite out of it all the way because I am, I think, 95% done with the book I'm currently reading, and I don't want to pick it up. I don't care to finish it, honestly. And maybe that's just because I don't really love the book, but still, not great. I haven't been keeping my room clean as I wouldn't want to say I normally keep my room clean because that's not entirely true, but I usually keep it a little more organized. And I think that's partially because I still want to go through my clothes and get rid of stuff. So it's really a multitude of things. There's also stuff going on with family and friends. So just a whole lot of stuff. And I feel like I need a reset day. I do. And I don't know what exactly that would look like. But today I'm going to try to control what I can. And that is just kind of resetting my space and hopefully at least a little bit of my mentality. So you are going to spend the afternoon with me while I figure all of that out. The first thing I want to do is change out of my pajamas because I am still in them, even though it is almost noon. I'm thinking that I want to go out to a little cafe because I love a little cafe, and maybe finish up the book that I'm currently reading, maybe even do some light journaling. But I think getting out of the house will definitely help me a little bit, or at least I'm hoping it will. You actually probably can't even really see it, but I'm sitting on my bed right now, and normally I would make my bed like as soon as I am up and out of bed. But today I've been putting it off because I need to change my sheets, and I could do that before I left, but I literally hate changing my sheets. You know what though? I think I might at least take off the current sheets I have out and then like just kind of let my bed, like my mattress breathe for a little bit. And then I can worry about putting on new sheets when I get home with whatever other things that I am wanting to do. That sounds good to me. I think I'm gonna do that, actually. I think that's as far as my plan goes for right now. So I'm gonna get changed and then I will strip my bed and we'll head out for some cafe activities. All right, so I am now changed into my outfit for the day, and this is honestly one of my like favorite outfits of all time. I thrifted this flannel sometime last year, I want to say. Honestly, maybe 2 years ago. Time is weird. And it's my favorite flannel ever. It's so colorful. It's like actually really warm, which is nice. And then I love these jeans so bad. And I love this little turtleneck situation because it is a turtleneck, but it's like not an actual like long sleeved, like full shirt. It's like usually for layering purposes, and I love it so much. And then I'm going to be wearing these shoes. I don't remember what they're called. They're Nikes, they're high tops, and they have orange, which I think ties in really nicely with the flannel. Also, sorry, this is not the best lighting, but I wanted to have this angle so that you could see my bed and the full fit. But yeah, I do actually want to commit to taking my sheets off my bed before I leave, because if I take the sheets off my bed, I'm not gonna put the dirty sheets back on. I'm going to put on clean sheets. But if I leave before I do this, then there's always the chance that I'll just be like, oh, I'll do it tomorrow. And then another 3 weeks will have passed without me changing my sheets. And we just don't want to do that anymore. I've talked about this in previous videos. I actually talked about it, I think, in a very recent video. But I have a bit of a problem with kind of telling how long a task is going to take. I will think that something that literally might take me 5 minutes will take me like 2 hours. So then I will continue to put off that task for a very long time, an absurdly long time, until I can't put it off anymore. And then by that point, it does take a little bit longer because I've been putting it off for so long. But even then, it still doesn't take that long. And I'm trying to get over that, but it is a hard habit to break, especially when it's hardwired into your brain that certain things are going to take a certain amount of time, even if you've done them before and have proven to yourself that they don't take a severely long time. You don't always believe it. At least that's how my head works, my brain works. So there's that. Like, this will literally take, in total, maybe 10 minutes. Maybe. I would say more accurately, it would probably be 5 minutes. I have been putting it off for a period of time that I'm actually not going to admit online because I'm embarrassed, but just doing it. And even if it is doing half of it and then taking a step away, is such a huge thing for me, because it really is that hard sometimes. So now that that's done, because again, it took 2 minutes, I am going to put the dirty sheets in the laundry, put on my shoes, and then head out to a cafe and do some reading, hopefully finish my book. I'm pretty sure I will, because I'm very close, like I was talking about earlier. Do some journaling, and maybe I'll bring a second book to start once I finish the one I'm currently reading. I don't know. Let's find out. Alright, so I spent about an hour at the cafe I was just at. I did end up finishing my book, and it did redeem itself, I will say. I think that I do not hate it by any means. I don't really know how to say this without spoiling the book. So if you saw the book, like me showing it earlier in that little montage, and are interested in reading it, just skip the next, I don't know, maybe 30, 45 seconds. But there was a third act breakup in literally the last 90% of this book that I was reading, and quite frankly, it didn't make any sense. It really didn't. It really didn't. Sometimes a third act breakup makes sense, and then most of the time it doesn't. This was one of the times, one of the many, many, many times it didn't, and that was irritating, obviously, but not that big of a deal, I guess. It's not the end of the world. It's definitely not the worst book I've read, that's for sure. I don't know what exactly I'm gonna rate it on Fable, but I will get to that soon, probably. I also ended up doing 4 entries in my journal today, which was kind of fun. It's been a month since I did some journaling, so it was nice to get back to that, honestly. I always say that I should journal more, and then I journal and I'm like, wow, I love journaling, and then I literally stop journaling for a month at a time, and it's so strange, and I don't know why I do it to myself. One day I'm gonna learn how to build actual habits, but that day is clearly not today. Oh, and while I was at the cafe, obviously I got some food and a drink. The drink was a strawberry matcha, which was so good. Literally so good, like absolutely incredible. I loved it. And the little sweet treat I got was one of those like pastries that's supposed to look like a fruit, and then it tastes like that fruit, obviously. And the one I got was like a mango, and admittedly didn't really look much like a mango, but it tasted heavenly. Like, it was absolutely incredible. Tasted so good. And that's the first time I've ever seen them selling that at this place. And I wish they sold it all the time, because I don't think they do, but I wish they did, because it was that good. It was that good. But I mean, yeah, since I accomplished everything that I wanted to at the cafe, I am now heading home, and I'm thinking I need to do a little bit of a like room detox, perhaps. I'm not really sure what exactly that will entail. I was talking earlier about how I've been wanting to like go through some clothes and get rid of stuff that I just don't really wear anymore. And over like the past couple of months, I've done that to like a small degree, but nothing that's like really emptied out all of the stuff that I don't wear anymore. And maybe I will end up doing that today. I also definitely need to clean my room, which I was also talking about earlier, because somehow it always tends to be messy, even when I just cleaned it, which feels like it's literally all the time. It feels like a constant cycle of me cleaning my room and it looking nice for a total of 30 minutes and then it being an absolute disaster again. But it's fine, because I like it looking clean, and I like there not being stuff all over the floor. So I'm going to clean it. And that's that. Oh, I did not end up bringing a second book to the cafe, just because I knew obviously that there were some things that I wanted to do at home. So I didn't want to kind of spend too much time at the cafe. But I mean, if I get everything else accomplished that I wanted to, then maybe I'll start my next book. I honestly think that might be it, at least for now. I might add stuff onto my list, maybe take some things off, I'm not sure. But I guess, oh, I need to put new sheets on my bed. That definitely needs to be on my list for sure. I will probably end up doing that first thing when I get home, so that cleaning up is a little easier. Yeah, I think that's a great place to start. I will do that for sure. But otherwise, I guess I will see you when I'm home. All right, I am now officially back home, and I am going to put new sheets on my bed as the first thing that I do for the rest of the day. But let's talk for a minute, shall we? Like I said at the beginning of this video, I am really not entirely sure what the source of this slump is. I don't know if it's a seasonal thing, because I do think that I get some seasonal depression, specifically when the seasons start changing. I think that happens. So, you know, the way I'm feeling could be just that. But at the same time, it feels like more than that. So I don't know if that's actually the case. You know what I mean? Though I will say, whenever I do experience like an episode, if you will, of seasonal depression, once I'm out of it, I'm like, oh yeah, that was seasonal depression. Like, I can never really clock it for what it is while I'm in it. So it very well could just be that, and I just think that it's not. I've also been in a bit of a creative slump recently though, and I'm pretty sure that's not because of seasonal depression, but I've been struggling with it for like month-ish now, and some days it feels better, like that I'm getting over it better than others. And some days it feels like I am still in the exact same space that I was a month ago when I started feeling uncreative in that sense. Like, specifically with TikToks or like short form videos, I have to like force myself to think of ideas some days, and then some days it just comes super naturally. So it's a bit of a toss-up. And I guess most creators, or just artists in general, go through this kind of thing, you know, where they're not feeling as connected as they normally might. But those periods are scary, honestly, when you're kind of used to being able to pump out all these creative ideas or whatever, and all of a sudden you're just not. It's an honestly rather scary thing. I also do want to express this is not like my first time experiencing a little bit of burnout. I've felt it over many various different things in my life, including content creation. I've just never really I guess admitted it out loud. Oh, this part always gets me. I am not great at getting this all even and looking really cute. I also learned at probably way too late in life that if you have it like the sheet itself inside out, like if you want to fold it over a blanket, then it'll actually be the correct pattern facing out and not like upside down or anything. I will say though, having a day to myself to kind of take a breath and be creative in different ways, like journaling, has been really nice. And it's been very low pressure because other than changing my sheets, obviously, all of the things that I've done or am going to do today aren't necessarily things that I have to do. It's just whatever I feel like doing or whatever I have the energy for doing, I guess. And you know what? That's as good as it's gonna get today. You can't even see most of the bed, but that's fine. It's probably better this way. Health updates, I guess. I had a heart monitor on for, what was it, like 2-3 weeks? It felt like a really long time, but I don't think it actually was. I don't know when exactly, actually, I'm getting those results back, but hopefully sometime in the future so that I can figure out, with the help of some doctors, obviously, what exactly is going on with my heart. If it's something actually wrong with my heart, or if something else is the problem, if it's a mental thing, if it's a physical thing. Hopefully I will be getting some more answers very soon. So that's very exciting. You know what could be a source of some burnout / this slump that I've been in recently? And I hate to admit this, but it's probably the truth. My screen time. Because it has been higher than usual lately. And as a content creator, as someone who posts short form content every day, as someone who posts YouTube videos consistently, like that kind of thing, it's kind of hard to have a healthy relationship with the internet, or at least from my experience, it has been. Because once you're on your phone, at least for me right now, it's kind of hard to just get off of it. And sometimes you need to do that, but it's like physically hard for some reason, which is not ideal. Though I am very hopeful and honestly very sure that with the changing of the seasons, even though it could be partially responsible for the slump that I am in right now, I feel like it being warmer outside and the days being longer is going to severely help me. Because as much as I love fall and like the early seasons or the early like days of winter, it can be kind of repetitive and boring and sad after a while. And now that like flowers are blooming and people are going to be outside more, I think I am going to just feel a lot better. So now I fold this little guy. Again, you can barely even see this, but I fold the sheet over the main blanket, duvet. I'm going to be honest, I don't really know what it's called. It's a blanket, basically. And then fold it over. And again, you can't even see that. You know what? I'm going to move the camera so that you can, because I care that much. Boom. And now it looks great. Pillows. I got this big pillow so that I have like a nice back support for when I am sitting on my bed and not necessarily like going straight to sleep. And then my main pillow, which is the one that matches the sheets, goes right there. And then another pillow that matches the blanket. Again, don't know what it's called. Gets lined up right there. And then this small little blanket not a blanket, it's a pillow. It's a pillow. This little pillow that just says I love you because it fits the like hearts theme goes right in front of it. And again, you can barely see that, but it's there. And then the important part, putting all of my Snoopies on my bed because they all have to live together. So we have this weighted Snoopy plushie. That's the biggest one I have. He is actually from Sam's Club, if you believe it. Then I have this smaller Snoopy. I got this one for Christmas 2 years ago? 1 year ago? Again, time is a strange thing. And then last but not least, my Warmies Snoopy, which is a weighted and like heatable or coolable. You can put it in the microwave or the fridge is what I'm trying to say. And then it's like a heating pad or a ice pack. I was really struggling to find all those words there. Could you tell? Because I felt it in my brain. I felt the wheels turning. And then that's it. Then my bed is made and it's that simple. Oh, no, I just totally lied. And then I take this blanket, which again has hearts because there's a theme, and I fold it up and put it at the foot of my bed. And then that is it for making my bed. Is it insane that I'm already feeling really tired? This is what I'm talking about when I'm talking about like burnout and such. It's not that I'm like unmotivated to do things because I want to do things. I want to clean my room. I want to make my bed, but it's that actually doing those things for some reason requires so much energy that when I'm done with like one very simple task, I feel completely drained. I don't know if that's because I've been sick because of allergies, or if it's because I'm getting out of my winter depression, or any number of things going on in my life right now. I am going to push through it anyways. I'm going to push through it because I know that I want to do the things that I need to do. So I'm going to, and that's that. So next I'm gonna move on to tidying up my room, which I really don't want to do, but I need to do. So I'm going to, obviously. Yeah, it's mainly just clothes, like dirty clothes and clean clothes that I haven't put away. So that's a huge plus. Okay, let's get to it. And this is what I mean when I say that actually doing the things that seem scary and seem like they'll take a lot of time and a lot of effort just make my brain feel so much better. Because after completing that task of cleaning up my room, now there's so much open space and it's not as cluttered. And suddenly I have the motivation to do more things. Like, it's that simple. Like, your space is a reflection of your mental state. And sometimes, not always, it is as easy as tackling one thing in order to change another, if that makes sense. That being said, I am going to be taking a quick break from cleaning and like getting stuff done because I am actually going to go shopping and get some dinner with my parents. So that is going to probably take a couple of hours. I'm not sure when exactly we'll be done, but I am feeling motivated and up to maybe going more in depth through my closet and my drawers to get rid of some clothes because it needs to happen. It just does. And normally I would do a like decluttering or like clean out of my closet because I'm intending to like buy more clothes. And like in the future, I'm sure I will, but like recently I haven't been feeling compelled as much to like buy a bunch of clothes. Or honestly, even like going to the thrift store is not something that's been super intriguing to me for a little while, though admittedly, recently it kind of has been. I haven't gone yet though. It's always calling to me. That's true, but I haven't actually followed through on the urge I'm just rambling at this point. I am going to go get ready to head out, and I guess I will update you whenever I am back and ready to move on to my next thing. So yeah, talk to you then. So I am now back from having dinner and doing some shopping, and it was a very successful night. We got some sushi, which is, if you have been subscribed to this channel for any amount of time or know me at all, is my favorite food. I love sushi so much. And then I did end up finding a couple of things at a couple of shops that I ended up getting because I loved them. And it kind of scratched an itch that I didn't even realize I had because, like I kind of said earlier, I haven't been thrifting in a really long time. I honestly haven't been like buying a lot of stuff, at least in my opinion. And I didn't realize how much I missed that. The first place we went to was American Eagle, and I actually had a $5 off reward. And that was basically just from a couple of purchases that I made in the past, and then like just signing up for the rewards program, which was pretty epic. And I ended up getting these Snoopy socks, which are Snoopy as a cowboy. And I am obsessed with them because that is literally so precious. Are you kidding me? And the other place that I got some stuff from was Ross. And I actually haven't been to Ross in a really long time, and I forgot how much I liked it. So that was, again, a nice reminder. But I got two things. I got this precious mug, which is so cute and funny. Like, is this not the cutest thing in the world? And then the second thing I got was actually a gift for a friend, and I'm gonna show it on camera because I already told her that I got it for her, and I'm giving it to her before this video even goes up. So if I didn't tell her, it wouldn't have mattered. But I got her a blanket. I've actually gotten this friend, the friend is Rachel, by the way, but I've actually gotten Rachel like tons of blankets, or maybe not tons, at least one other blanket, if not two. But we're adding on to that list because I got her this blanket, which has a bunch of little mugs on it, but the one that caught my attention as to what it actually is this one, because it says Luke's, which is Gilmore Girls. And I think it also has Gilmore Girls like kind of written in cursive somewhere on the blanket. Yeah, like right there, you can kind of see it-ish. And Rachel loves Gilmore Girls, and I haven't watched it yet, which is kind of insane seeing as I am the biggest fan of fall that I know. But that's beside the point, I guess. But I mean, yeah, I saw this blanket and immediately thought of her. So I think I'm actually meeting up with her tomorrow. So I'll probably give it to her then. And yeah, that's the extent of my haul. Another thing I will say though about the like getting the itch scratched of shopping is that it's nice to think about the fact that I only got two things for myself. One that was because I had like a discount basically, and the other that was super cheap because it was Ross. And it's nice to know that I can still get that high of like, oh wow, I spent money, this is so fun, by just spending a little amount of money. A little amount of money. Because sometimes the urge to spend a lot of money or like go to a bunch of different places and drop like $20 at each is there. But I don't need to do that. I don't. I quite frankly don't. The sun has like just set, barely, so I realistically have a couple of more hours to kill tonight to kind of finish off this reset day. And one of the things that I'm thinking I want to definitely do is to take a shower and kind of make it an everything shower. So I am definitely going to do that. And then depending on how I'm feeling after it, if I'm feeling like I've kind of wound down and don't really have much more energy, or if I'm feeling rejuvenated and like I could run a mile, then I will either start getting ready for bed and just call it a night, or I will start going through my closet and getting rid of clothes that I don't wear anymore because, like I said earlier in the video, I have been meaning to do that for a while, but I mean, only time will tell. So I'm gonna go hop in the shower and I will update you as soon as I'm done. So I am obviously out of the shower now, and shockingly, I am feeling rejuvenated and feel like I can do a couple of little tasks around my room or just in my life in general that I have been kind of putting off before I go to bed. So that's what I'm going to do, because when I get these bursts of motivation, I need to lean into them and actually follow through on that feeling. I actually wrote out a small list. Let me grab it and then read off some of the stuff for you. Okay, I have go through drawers and closet and decide what I don't want to keep. I have give the book I just finished a review on Fable, and then work on my budget, because obviously I just spent some money, so I need to add on to what I spent. And I also need to start planning out for next week's budget. So yeah, a pretty short and simple list. And if I'm being honest, I don't really think I need to continue vlogging for those couple of things that I listed. So I am going to go ahead and wrap up the vlog here. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and I will see you in the next one. Bye!